All right. Sure, the volume is good, and we are live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would sit down and do a live for you guys and gals, and it's going to be over what I put up in my community post yesterday. Right, I put up a post, and hopefully the air conditioner is not too loud. Nothing I can do about it. It is hot. I need it. I need it to cool off. So hopefully it's not too bad. Not, I have no control over how they filter audio here. I'm just using my Blue Yeti. YouTube does their own thing. All right, but I put up a picture and then I put it here as a thumbnail too. I like to, one of my guilty pleasures, one of the few things I actually watch on YouTube. I don't watch YouTube fitness, but I like to watch reaction videos. I don't know why I like them. It's probably the only thing I watch on YouTube. I do it while I'm working. And I like to watch, reactions of video clips, reactions of music videos. I'm a big Danzig fan, and I saw that come through my feed, and I wasn't even looking for it. It was just kind of my suggested videos, and I saw how one of the women, I saw her reaction there, and I went and watched it, and I went and watched a few more just to see how they respond, because I thought it was an interesting pattern. Because when I was younger, and back in the '80s, Danzig, everyone was like, "Dude, that guy's sharp, that guy's big," right? And you look at these standards of the online fitness world with their body dysmorphia, right? And people who have impressive physiques, they're like, do you even lift? And pretty much I can tell you right now, almost anybody who's natural gets that reaction. I don't care if they've been training hard for 10, 12 years. Very few guys even are considered to look like they lift on the internet who are not using gear. And that's because of the body dysmorphia people have. And I think it's interesting. I might even go back and do one of these coming up on The Rock, because you look at today's physique standards and you go back and look at how The Rock looked in his prime, back when he was winning stuff like sexiest man of the year, right? Sex icon in the wrestling ring. But he didn't have abs. He had a little bit of love handle. Didn't have amazing bicep veins or any of that stuff. Just interesting. It's interesting to note. So, the thing is, you take someone like Danzig, and if you guys don't believe me, go watch Danzig Mother. Watch some of the reactions by 5 or 6 of the women who reacted. Every one of them, like, oh, he's big. Oh. And so that's the interesting thing, right? Hey, Roland, it's the same thing I was doing a few months ago. I rotate through volumes a little bit depending on how much conditioning I'm doing, what I'm doing with recovery, diet, calories. Like, you're used to this. Like, this is perfectly normal. It's something I've been doing a lot for the last year or two on the body part split. Because I'm doing cardio every day and I'm still training at least 5 days a week, I just don't need huge amounts of volume. I want to make sure I'm getting the amounts I need to stimulate some progress, some growth without overtraining. That's all I'm concerned with. Just trying to trim out junk volume so that I can make sure to do plenty of conditioning. Because I've noticed, quite frankly, my squat came up doing 10 or less sets a week. Have you guys seen me doing that many sets for my legs? No, and yet my squat's back up 500 plus. Same thing with the deadlifting. I just don't need that much volume to deadlift 600 pounds. So it's and my legs have blown back up. So kind of what I'm doing with that is realizing, look, let's just focus on the volumes that I need, focus on progressive overload. All right. We're not talking about his current physique. Did you not see the thumbnail, Miko? We're talking the response to the video Mother. That is what people were responding to. Okay. And look at the way those women responded, and then compare that with what the average guy in the fitness world thinks they need for a great physique, right? Look at the standards we have in Instagram and YouTube of what people think they need. And then look at the facial expressions of those women. A lot of those women are good looking. Look at their expressions and the things that they said when they saw him. Okay. It kind of sets a different standard. Oh, we blame the fake natties for this completely. Now let me go down the road. And if you guys, again, you don't believe me, then go check it out. By the way, why are all you guys commenting and nobody's liking? Get those likes up, guys. Come on, give me some likes. Give a brother some likes. Also, follow me on the Facebook page. Give me a follow there. Go down the road and like my stuff real quick. I would appreciate it for those of you who are not. So let's get over to the questions as Danzig. He obviously lifted. What's the best TV series you've ever watched? Game of Thrones. I can't mentally handle doing less than doing 10 sets of muscle group. I can get away with on certain muscles. My arms are getting more than that. So my biceps, triceps, and delts will get more just because of the carryover of movements, right? So even though I only did 7 sets of curls today, I did chin-ups and rows and an underhand grip. So we're good. Same thing on triceps yesterday. My delts, I'll do 12 sets for delts tomorrow. All right. Jason's Wharf Danzig. Yeah, I mean, obviously. You got to just look at body weight if nothing else. I absolutely blame the fake natties. Again, guys, follow me on the Facebook page. It would be appreciated. Well, type in Danzig Mother Clarion and watch the reactions, and you'll see. All right. Dr. Mike said research has shown that a pre-lift meal and even 0-calorie semi-solid placebo meal elicits better performance than water or carb-heavy drinks. I drink coffee. I get better workouts. James, I get better workouts fasted. I've tested it. I've compared it. My workouts are better. So when I test it personally and I see a consistent trend and it's been running for a long time, right? Then I don't care what Dr. Mike says. NH was lying about saying that women, I have no idea that NH even said that, and who cares? All right. DUP, are you talking about daily undulating periodization? I don't think it's necessary at all. Was Danzig natty? Is his natty? Sure, but keep in mind he lived a rock and roll lifestyle, so probably not. They tend to use a lot of other stuff, so why wouldn't he throw in some tests and things? You just have to be realistic. Damn, why so avoidant of cardio? Who are you talking to, Alex? Alex, who's avoidant of cardio? I don't see that anywhere in the conversation. You're clearly not talking about me. I do cardio on camera multiple times a week. So you're obviously not talking to me. What if someone says leg extensions work better than squats for them? Objectively false. Leg extensions work though. Why not both? You know what? I think squats plus some sort of machine like a belt squat, a leg press, and then leg extensions is like your trifecta. Good foods for liver health. Eat a healthy diet. Don't eat junk. Avoid refined sugars and avoid alcohol. That's how you keep a healthy liver. Don't take drugs that you don't need to take that have any liver toxicity. Dr. Mike makes a lot of homo jokes, Freudian slips. I don't think it's Freudian. He just straight up says them. That's not a Freudian slip. Maybe he's just letting you guys know that he's interested. I don't know. Who cares? It's 2025. Do we really care? We really care if anybody's gay or not? I don't. If someone just trained hard 5 days a week and never followed a program, would it really make them that much less gains than if they did follow a program? I don't know. Depends on what they're doing for the 5 days. Do they have appropriate protocols? Do they have progressive overload? Are they working hard enough? I mean, you have to ask that question. Greg Doucette is obsessed with Coach Mike. I mean, all things considered, sure, it's probable that, Mike, but I don't know, is he really in the closet? I mean, I've heard rumors. I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm not going to repeat rumors that I've heard like that I can't substantiate. There's a point where I'm not going to gossip certain things for people who aren't enemies and haven't got in direct fights with me. I'm just going to leave it alone. I mean, we've all heard rumors, but doesn't necessarily mean they're true. But yeah, he makes a lot of those jokes. And Mike is really serious into bodybuilding. I mean, it's a lot of that goes with it. Hey, Alex, no, I'm not. I do cardio. I just don't care about specifically VO2 max. It's not avoidant. It's that I literally just don't care. I just get out and do. I don't care. You're allowed to not like that, but I'm not going to change my position. I just get out and do PP. I'm not worried about the specific carryover to my VO2 max. I'm getting up, getting my heart rate going, getting my general physical preparedness. Well, and I don't generally take advice from randoms. Like, let's see who you are, your real full name, what you do, who you coach, what your background is before you give advice. Randoms on the internet, no one should take your advice ever. Mike does have a weird obsession with black men. It's definitely suspect. I haven't noted that, I suppose. VO2 max is snake oil. I really don't care about VO2 max. And that's fine. You're free to care about what you want to care about. I personally just don't care. I just get up and do my conditioning the way that I want to do it. Oh, I thought you meant that Greg Doucette supplement. Yeah, that's nonsense. Yeah, that is too. Yeah, but Alex, you don't have a real name or a face. So that's not true. I'm going to check your profile and let's see. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, dude. All right. Your name is Alex. Okay. You don't even have a last name. So it's not true. All right. Next. Mike Thurston recently did a video of Greg Doucette, and his physique is pretty comparable, yet still claiming natty. Next to Greg, who himself submitted gear use with great genetics, Mike has used a lot more than just anabolics. Yeah, well, we know Mike Thurston's not natty, though. Like I've already covered. Didn't I cover Thurston already? In a natty or not? But, I mean, if they say they're natty, they're natty. I'm full natty, Russ. Now, does that mean no TRT? I mean, you guys want to know what I mean by that? It means TRT dose. Because I'm in the normal range. And I'll just call that natty. Just because. All right. I used to take long walks for cardio, but as soon as I tried to run a 5K, I realized I wasn't fit at all, and walking just wasn't really proper cardio. Yeah, but William, I'm not just walking. Hey, Alex, and that's cool, but I don't take tips from randoms. I'm just letting you know that. And I can appreciate you try to give a tip, but do you know how many thousands of tips I get from people with no idea who they are? Yeah. So just an FYI. Like, dude, if I took every tip I got, I would have to do 157 different exercises, 157 different ways every single week. You do know that, right? Like, it's nonstop. There's a point where I'm like, I just don't care. Like, are you a world level coach? Is what you are giving me advice on applicable to what I'm doing? Otherwise, we're done. I mean, and I'm not being a dick. It's just that I get that many suggestions and tips over the last 13 years. It's thousands. All right. Yeah, this 10, I think it's nonsense. CQ, I've never seen any evidence that any of that stuff does anything. Why do people give you tips? I don't know, Frank, because my forearm veins aren't big enough. My lifts aren't big enough for a guy my age, I suppose. Oak says my connection is unstable, just like me. There it went. It caught back up. Jason, when you coming out with your line of pre-workouts, fat burners, and test pictures, you're totally right. The things that we know never work. Alex says, yeah, I get it. You can't trust randoms. No problem. Exactly, dude. So don't take it personally. What if someone explains the in-depth behind? Probably not Jefferson, because again, for all I know, they're copy pasting stuff off of Google, and I really don't care. I mean, it's again, no offense intended. I just don't have time for it. I don't even read most of the tips. I just pass them over and ignore them. So I'm not going to get through there. Why? Now, if Chris Duffin messages me, which he has, and he goes, hey, Jason, you might want to try something like this a little different. And it's Chris Duffin or Clinton Darden, who I know these guys, and they message me, okay, I'm going to take that seriously. Because they're elite coaches who have decades of experience, and I know them and trust them. Make sense? Outside of that, not happening. So Alex Viata messages me with something that says, hey, have you thought about doing this or doing something? I might take it seriously. If you came out with a pre-workout, what would you call it? I call it bull shift. That's what we'd call it. Shift you into high gear with bull shift. All right. What is it about powerlifting training? Sorry, guys, I'm having continual pop-ups from clients blocking that message. So until we get some more posts, I'm not going to read yours because I have over and over and over client messages popping up. So I can't read any of your stuff at the bottom of the screen. So if you guys will post a couple more things, it'll bump it up. Because I do need to be able to see client messages the whole time, but I can't change where it puts them, right? I can't make it move them to a different spot other than covering up the bottom message. What is it about powerlifting training that leads to lifters having that undesirable bottom heavy, almost barrel-like physique? Genetics. Genetics and not enough arm work. Because there are plenty of elite powerlifters who don't have that physique, who have a different genetic structure. So you're looking at your selection bias are the ones who are genetically that way, right? Clint Darden uses, keep in mind, Clint's had chemo and a lot of stuff going on too. There are things Clint and I disagree on. There are things we agree on, we disagree on. I'm not going to stand there and give Clint advice, but we've discussed stuff sometimes, right? But I'm not going to make a public advice to a friend of mine, like here, and do something that people would see as throwing him under the bus. Does diet affect your sexuality? No. Do you still have your +5 head of weapons within Streetcraft? I don't know if I still have it or not. You can't get away from client messages for 1 hour. I need to see them full time because sometimes emergencies come up. And they're literally, I'll see it pop up. Hey, coach, this is happening. Can you, because that takes priority over live streams, dude. Sorry. But it's also, then I have to turn the messenger pop-ups off and then back on, and I don't want to do that. No big deal, because eventually you guys will scroll it up. I try to be open to literally all the help I can get sometimes, golden tidbits. The problem is, Jefferson, you don't get 1,000 different random people sending you stuff every day. That's the difference. Clint Darden trained at Westside. Original House of Biceps, whose YouTube started before mine. How active are you in a day? Fairly active. Would you consider it offensive if someone says you look like a powerlifter? Not really. The latter is very rare, but it does happen. Yeah, Jefferson, I'm inundated nonstop. If you got as many tips as I got, you would never even be able to remember them all. You'd have to be typing them in notes in a book everywhere, and you'd have to do 37 different bench press styles every week. Hey, Wes, I'm not going to go into all that. Wes, unless you're planning on coming on as a client, I'm not going to go into all that. By the way, I have coaching slots open. I do have to do an intake tonight. I have an intake to do. Which is one reason this is being done early. I have coaching slots open, guys. I am running them at 200 for a while. Get it while you can. I also do consultations every week for an hour of my time. I charge $100. Cover anything you need to cover, your gear stuff. I write programs for people. Get in, hit me up, guys. Why do you give out advice about things that they have no clue about? I suck at computers and I'm going to Google stuff. Doesn't mean I'm going to give advice to programmers. You have decades of experience. Exactly, Marco. They're having a problem with a lift. They're pulling something. They have an exercise. Hey, this feels too light today. Can I go up? So yeah, that a lot of times I stop and type and answer them in the middle of these streams. So sometimes that's what you guys see me stop and do every now and then. Why would he be offended? Do Dan Green, Roger Estep, Doug Young, or John Hack not have incredibly aesthetic physiques? Exactly. I know I've never trained at Westside. Jason, what brand of razor do you use? I've been using Dollar Shave Club for like 11 years. I don't know why they call it that. It's like $20 a month. Though I don't need as many as they send me, so I slow them down. Roger Estep has one of the most aesthetic physiques of all time. We've seen the famous deadlift photo with Jack. Yeah, dudes look great. Yep, I get messages from clients while I'm working out. And your thoughts on the apparent depravity of P. Diddy? I mean, what am I supposed to say about it? There's apparently some depravity. I don't care that much about celebrity stuff, man. I just don't worship at the altar of celebrities. That's why I don't understand why people create this whole culture of being obsessed with me. Like, I don't even understand why people are obsessed with big celebrities, let alone a YouTuber. Like it's irrational to me. Is Ed Cohen the GOAT? He's definitely one of the GOATs. I get offended when people ask if I'm a bodybuilder. I don't want to be stigmatized with someone who trains only for cosmetics and not athletic performance. All right, fair enough, dude. I've been accused of being a bodybuilder. All right. But before I even looked like I look now, when I was powerlifting, people don't know. Like the average person doesn't know. Hey, Dale, that's ludicrous. Yeah, but Wes, I don't have to buy them. They just show up at my house. John Hack overtook Ed Cohen in Raw, but I can't consider him the GOAT until he dominates equip. No, who cares, dude? I don't care about equip lifting. So who cares, man? No, Hack is definitely ridiculously good. Genetic freak. Absolute genetic freak. Yeah, Dale, I don't take that seriously when people claim that at all. I know people who charge way more than me. I think when non-lifters use the term bodybuilder, they just mean someone who weight trains. I mean someone who has muscle and they think looks good. If you had to hire a coach, who would that be? Not Louis Sims. I don't know. Coach, do you have any other lifters you consider rivals to motivate you? Not at the moment. Thoughts on Mark Ripito? I don't want to go into a whole diatribe about Mark Ripito. He's good at giving lifting advice to novices, and that's not necessarily other stuff, but he is good at that. Thanks for answering, Jason. I don't care much for celebrities. I do like to think that some of them are down to earth, though. Most clearly not. I don't know. I really do not understand the hate for quick lifting. It's so freaking cool. I don't like it. Fitness influencers you would tell noobs to avoid. I wouldn't even know where to start, Pepper. I don't know. I mean, if they're noobs themselves, I mean, your guys are going to like this one. Like, I would say avoid Jeremy Ether, mainly because he's super popular and his stuff was nothing but EMG studies, got no gains. I don't know what the hell he's doing. I mean, is Vegan Gains even a fitness influencer? Is he really a fitness influencer, though? I have clients. I've had clients who said it. Louis and Emma used to say that. But I charge what the market will bear at the moment. Really. There was a time when I was getting more. But as the economy shifts around, outreach shifts around, it'll go back up. Jason, I know you don't like comparing people, but if I can ask who is physically stronger, how would I know? I don't know what either of them. I've never seen Nick's Strength and Power ever lift a weight in my life. I don't know that he actually lifts. I assume he does because he looks like he lifts. I've never seen him touch a weight. What do you think about Dr. Stuart McGill? I'm not a fan. When you see, Jason, I think the reason Jason doesn't charge much for coaching. Oh, shut up. We all care about money. I was stronger than Jeremy Ether my first month in the gym. He has no idea what he's doing. Agreed. I agree. All right. You're not impressed by his trained ability of the spine to handle well over 1,000 pounds on it, or the arms holding. What are we talking about, Jefferson? Who? Are you talking about Jeremy Ether? What are we talking about? Jeremy Ether can't hold 1,200 pounds. What are you talking about? What do you think of the Lou raise for side delt? I think it's a good lift if you can do it. But it's not really truly side delt anymore, is it, when you go that high? That's front delt taking over. Jason, the big debate, is bodybuilding a real sport? I'll ask you now, is it? No, not really. It's definitely like a beauty pageant. I wouldn't call it a real sport. It's difficult, though. It requires discipline. It's hard on you. It's tough, but it's not necessarily a sport. I have no idea what Nick's G4P lifted. Getting back into strength training after a multi-month layoff. Recommendations for rebuilding base rep scheme. Depends on how strong you were before, Ziller. If you want to hit me up for a consult, dude, I can help you lay some stuff down. Otherwise, just get in and do the basics again. If you've been strong before, you know how to do a base building with a few exercises, right? Just get in and start. A regime involved. What? All right. Yes, objectively speaking. Do you have to be athletic per se to do powerlifting? No, but it is a sport by all metrics because it is measuring a performance, measuring a physical performance in a competitive environment. All right. Would you consider Rich Piana or Boston Weight athletes when they were alive? I don't know. Did they do other athletic stuff outside of side enhancement? How does one go about for a deload week? I don't generally deload anymore. Usually you just reduce weights and reduce volume. Jeremy Ether has millions of followers. I remember when his channel first hit, young guy with good tech stuff going on, just basically talked about EMG studies, barely looks like he lifts, but got millions of fitness followers. Who croaks first if you had to guess, Trinesky or Larry Wheels? I don't know. Larry's a little older and they both have used a lot of gear. I don't know. If I had to guess, I really don't know. That one's too hard to call. The human body is incredibly robust, and I absolutely want to see how far it can be pushed beyond what we can handle. Just raw imagine holding 1,000+ pounds on a bench, okay? Rich Piano is actually athletic for his size. Well, I don't know that collagen is that heavy or weighed him down that much. He had enormous amounts of collagen. Can we get a Chernesky impression? Hey, everybody, it's Eric Chernesky here with Eric Chernesky's Fitness. That guy. All right. How much stronger do you think your bench would be if your arms weren't so long? Probably a lot stronger. Do you programming as it pertains to physique and strength goals? Yes. Yep. So consultation. Need me to map out a program over that hour. We should map out a program based on your goals. Should not guess on things like that. I kind of agree. I don't want to guess which one that's going to die first. On a cut, you should strive for progressive overload or just maintain. If possible, you should try to progress. Do you feel like you've peaked yet at 48? You look fine now. I'm going to make more progress. Do you ever consider running for cardio? Sure. I'm not going to do it, but I've considered it. How's that for an answer? I've considered it, but I'm not going to do it. The Nordic Chat gives a laugh. Omar Khan. Hey, guys. What's up, Omar? The most optimal person in history. Is everything okay? You seem stressed. No, William, but you seem like an annoying troll. All right. Should most guys on gear use baby aspirin as a butt thinner? No. Why? Just joined. Did I miss anything? No, just a bunch of questions, bunch of talk, bunch of answers. Powerlifting isn't a sport. Of course, powerlifting is a sport. You don't necessarily have to be athletic to do it, but it's a sport by all metrics. Wouldn't be surprised if you're squatting 500 at age 60. Yeah, let's hope so. How do I apply, purchase a consultation? Self-improvement, message me on there. And if you read the sticky at the top of that page, it gives the details. But, and if you need to create a quick account for Messenger, you can. We set up a consultation. I'll probably get you in this week. Definitely can this week. Do you still believe high carb, low fat to be best bulk without fat gain? No, not necessarily. I think it's a very viable approach, though. Darts is also technically a sport. I agree. Do you have a favorite philosopher? No. Well, I do a lot. Not all gear users look older than their age. They don't. I think certain drugs and tanning. Jason, with your strength and talking ability, have you ever considered pro wrestling? I don't know. Maybe. I'm kind of old for that. No, my views have been decent overall because I crank out a lot of videos. I've had a slight upward trend in views lately overall. When I look at the total analytics, Coach, how come? Let's see. Powerlifting is like bowling, the only sport where the top performers can be fat. Well, only in the higher weight classes, but I agree. I absolutely agree on those open-ended weight classes. Not going to disagree with this. Did you do wrestling in school? Nope. Pro wrestling would be a good idea, I think. What's your favorite video game ever? Please don't say I don't know. I haven't played video games in a while. I'm gonna go with Chrono Trigger though. All right. Dale says, we all get into lifting for different reasons. Do you agree? Mine was for poor mental health, terrible depression, and what seems to be the most common reason. That's a wide variety of reasons, dude. For a lot of people, that's a common one. There's tons and tons. I would say there's too many to even go down the row and list. Ever notice automated blood pressure cuffs? This is not my wheelhouse. Yeah, tanning is 100% going to make you age rapidly. I agree. All right. I feel like Wes has been a troll for the last few months. I'm just going to get rid of him. You like RPGs? No, I don't video game at all. They ask of all time. I liked Chrono Trigger when I was young. It was great. So I don't video game anymore. Jason, have a great day. Thanks for the answers. God bless. God bless you too. Being fat while being under 220 in powerlifting would actually be detrimental, as the leaner guys would destroy them. I agree. No UV involved, because I haven't researched melatonin enough. I always appreciate your answers, brother. I get the sense with you that what you see is what you get, pretty much, dude. Pretty much straight shooter. Yeah. For me, though, yeah, lifting was very therapeutic. Right? Lifting is very therapeutic. Boba, I moved that to my bedroom, but I had those games that I wasn't playing them. I haven't played any video games in a couple of years. All right. Chilling with any ladies for the Super Bowl? I don't know. Probably not. But doesn't, because I don't want to watch the Super Bowl. If I'm going to chill with ladies, I'm going to chill with ladies. And hopefully they don't want to watch the Super Bowl. But doesn't melatonin have serious side effects? I don't know. That's why I haven't messed with it. Do you like heavy Crocs, Rose? Personally, no, but I think it's a good exercise. I don't do them. No, Dan, I've banned people for being trolls. And the views have actually been pretty good. I've been pretty happy with the views in these lives lately. Some of them are back up in the 1,000 plus, just fine. For me too, I enjoy running too. I mean, if you enjoy running, I used to run. I don't care for it anymore. I don't care for it. Gooba, I just feel they're not a productive use of my time. There's other stuff I can do that's more productive to my life. The Social Blade, I don't know if it's accurate anymore. Let's see. Why do I want to make videos on how to pick up females? If you guys don't know how to pick up females, I don't know what to tell you. I think pickup artists are all con artists. Either you know how to talk or you don't. Either you are confident or you're not. That's it. I've never played any Warhammer video games. If I'm gonna relax, I'm gonna do something else. Though I'm gonna do something addictive like video games. I personally found that anytime I played video games, I made less money, I got less pussy, and overall my life was just less enjoyable. Just throwing it out there. Yeah, running is an excellent way to find out where your cardio is really at if you enjoy running. You consider doing a live stream painting minis? Not really. No, I don't do any cycling or VO2 max training. I do just my regular GPP. Edwin, just talked to them. Yeah, that's it. That's all you need to know. That's the entirety. I mean, how are you going to tell guys to pick up girls? Talk to them. Right? Jason, your thoughts on Brock Lesnar as a person? I know literally nothing about him as a person. Talking skills and confidence can both be worked on and improved, and that's it. That's the whole thing. I might actually give it gaming then. I have met a few females through gaming though. But did you close? I run even though I don't enjoy it. I enjoy the challenge. Okay, that's cool. If you enjoy it. All right. TY says, yeah, you challenge yourself under 500 pound squat. Not bad advice. Yeah, Edward, I don't have any advice for you then. Maybe talk to a therapist about that or something. We need a Blaha. I'm not interested in having kids these days. Been using squat use since 2016 and they're beat to death. I was considering just flat shoots again going forward. How can I decide which shoe to go? Chucks, you can't go wrong with Chucks. I like to just squat barefoot. You see me knocking down 500 plus on bare feet. Jason, different question, brother, but your honest thoughts on young men with addiction to sexual adult content. It's problematic. I don't know how to help you fix it, but it can be definitely problematic. Like porn addiction is a real thing. Hey, Booba, I'm not going to discuss all my private romantic life plans. No, that would fall into the category of not people's business. Think about giving up gaming as a whole. The days just fly by too quick and you realize you got nothing done. Exactly. Do you have kids? Nope. I get females' attention, but as soon as I talk, they look disappointed. Well, then fix that. Stop corn while you can and run to the hills, brothers. Is there any athletes in your family? Yes. Edward, stop being a creep then. Like, I never had a problem not watching porn. Thanks for answering, brother. Another taboo subject, but I heard addiction to adult content causes mental health. That's my understanding of it. You had an uncle, a cousin. I had my first cousin coaches still for the 49ers. Do you have a girlfriend? I am currently single. How long or when my last breakup was. I am choosing to be single for a while. I do not have a relationship. Doesn't mean I don't date. Doesn't mean I don't have sex. It means I just don't want to be in a committed relationship right now. Eventually. It's not ready. Not at this time. How long do you guys game for? I don't. All right. Hey, TY, I don't see how you guys keep getting the uncles and cousins mixed up. We've covered it over and over. Like, I've never said uncle. You guys already know Chris Kasurik is my first cousin. His mom is my dad's sister, and she was a Blaha. Yes, we grew up together. He gave me lifting advice early on. All right. How important is it to have high standards with women? I suppose pretty important. It's all good, TY. I don't know why they care about my uncles and cousins. So, I mean, in the case of an NFL personality, obviously we care. I just said I don't have a girlfriend, so I'm gonna get rid of you. All right. Jason, is it morally wrong to mess with females for practice knowing you don't want a relationship with them? No, I don't think it's wrong if you need practice. I mean, just don't deceive them. I would say just don't deceive them. Like, don't tell them you want a relationship if you don't. As long as you're not doing that, it's good. Just be honest. No, why would my cousin offer to do that? They don't hire YouTubers and powerlifting coaches for the NFL. Don't you think that's kind of silly? Yeah, true. They're athletic athletes. I mean, I've had multiple athletes in my family. But what do we define as an athlete? College scholarship, does that count? Would high school football count? What level of powerlifting? Did they set any national or state records? So, I mean, we can start adding up some numbers. So if we're not talking about professional athletes, yes, I have multiple athletes on both sides of my family. Now, are we talking about people who've made millions of dollars? I've only have one. Okay. That's not what they care about for the NFL. I made it very clear why I know for a fact. It's not, I don't think I know for an absolute fact, and I would literally bet my life on it. Like if God were to come down and say, you are going to die if you get this wrong, because I know whether he is or not, and your life is now on the line, I would say that he is. Like if my life was physically on the line, live or die. That's how certain I am of it. And you will never, ever, ever convince me otherwise. There's nothing you could say to convince me otherwise. I have all the evidence I need as someone who has a spidey sense with these things. Yep, the way that he did it, that's it. Anyone who accuses people of that when they know, especially that there was evidence, 100% chance, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you're a pedophile. 0 doubt. Like you should be on a watch list immediately. All right. Do you train athletes, coach? Yes, obviously. All right, Dan, and you keep going there. Yeah, there's evidence, so that's it. Done. Get out of here. If you're even going to question whether that's acceptable or he's a pedophile, you don't get the right to post in my stuff. You're out. All right. Last week you said if you met. No, Yam. Do you remember Van Bra who used to train with Pocket Leonard? Yes. Edward, not necessarily. They're not necessarily. They might not be doing the right thing. No, and I broke down in that video, and I don't want to have to keep breaking it down again. I've already told you guys. I broke down in that video the why, the specifics of the why. And it's very, very, very clear. And I broke down my logic and the reason why. So, thoughts on Team 3, whatever the guys make whole videos on how to naturally optimize testosterone. Yeah, that's BS. All right? That's complete BS, complete nonsense, how to optimize them naturally. All right. I don't feel like doing the French accent today. Outrageous French accent. I'm just not wound up enough to do it. I'll do some more natural hypertrophy stuff coming on. I'm trying to stay a little more serious today with some serious topics. To blame others, and there's a lot of that. I agree, there's a lot of projection there. How many times a day is it normal to poop? Between 1 and 3 times, depending upon the person, their digestive system. Dale, but in his case, he literally used the tactics of a pedophile. That's the problem. I cringe hard when people talk about trying to avoid being bald. Just get over it. Yeah, pretty much. He says improving diet and getting laid, talking to women will boost your testosterone. I mean, there's a lot of things that cause transient boosts in testosterone. Doesn't mean that they're going to necessarily create a chronic response. Definitely acute responses, like losing a game of checkers will actually make your testosterone go down. Losing anything, losing any game will make your testosterone go down. If you root for the losing team in a sport, your testosterone goes down. If you vote for someone and they lose, your testosterone goes down. This has been found in psychology. Don't ever lose, always win. If you care about acute responses. Yes. Right. Would you date the hot to a girl? I don't know if I'd date her. I'd do other hot to her. I don't know. She's a millionaire now, so I'm going to go with yes. Hey, coach, what do you think about bro splits? I do a bro split. Looks like all China USPS deliveries are being suspended because of tariff wars. Well, maybe. Yeah. No, him putting the heat on you because of a guilty conscience, like you said, anyone accusing others. I mean, yeah, he fabricated all of that. But the other thing is he literally used the tactic of one, of let's silence someone and accuse someone of lying who came out about their own childhood abuse. That is literally the behavior of a pedo. That is the actual behavior and mindset and tactics of a pedo. And anyone who's been abused knows of that. Like we all experience that. We know that that's their strategy. That is the big red flag. I can tell you right now, anyone who heard him do that, who was abused, their probably started crawling at that moment. I wasn't discussing a Blaha coin. You were discussing a Blaha coin. Hey, Bob, we're going to go post it in his comments. Coach, your streams are a reflection of consistency and dedication to the field of work. Thank you. I remember thinking if I didn't have a protein shake within 30 minutes of training that I would make no gains, right? Is 30 still considered a kid to you? To some extent. He said the victim deserved what? Wow. No, because I don't know where he is in his name. You can't sue people without their identity. You have to sue people for defamation and slander where they live. So if a person lives in, say, Rhode Island, you can't sue them in Texas. You have to sue them through the Rhode Island courts, right? If they live in Vermont, you can't sue them in the California court. You have to sue them in Vermont's court for slander through their local state or their local country. So do you have his address and name? Your thoughts on men that have weird fetishes? No, I don't mind. I'm actually kink friendly. I don't judge kinks. As long as no one is being forced to do anything against their will and everyone's consenting adult humans, I have no issue with any kinks. Miko is Rosin in Texas. Can you sue him for what he did? Yes and yes. Won't be able to sue, especially when they send him back to Algeria. Exactly. Will fitness blow up now with this new regime in America, Coach? I'm hoping so. Maybe when we make America healthy again. I'm hoping so. I think we'll see a positive trend. What do you guys think? Also, if you guys are not following me on the Facebook page, please follow me there and go down and like all my stuff. I would greatly appreciate it. Thing. That used to get. Okay. Is RFK natty? I doubt it. I mean, at his age and everything, why wouldn't he at least be on some test and growth? It wouldn't make any sense not to be. Is non-alcoholic beer okay for you? It's disgusting. I don't like beer, first of all, really, and I don't drink, so why would I do it? It's just processed junk. Should illegals be deported? Hey, TY, are you asking me, should laws be enforced? What are you asking me? So are you asking me if laws should be enforced, or are you asking me if we need to change the law? So let's get to the source of your question. Only if they can't. I mean, I think we can make an exception if they deadlift over 500. Right? Is Nick Bear natty or not? No. Exactly. Dale, I think most people, the longer they live, think about death. Blaha, let's go. Fire up. I'm pretty chill today, JT. It's one of those chill days, man. You know? Oh, well, that's the question, Yam Yam. Are steroids against the law? I don't think that they should be. I think they should be treated like alcohol, right? I think they should have the same laws as alcohol. Anyone over 21 can possess and use them and buy them. My opinion. Is NH hiding? Can we report him to ICE for you, Coach? Do you know where he lives? I don't know. Next live video, not should he be deported? That's a good question. How much are they paying Cananiel? I'm not going to go volunteer. It would need to be worth my time substantially for the money. Otherwise, I'm trying to run a business here, dude. So why am I going to go do that instead of running my business when there's other young men who can do it? I mean, no offense, but we have Border Patrol. We have federal agents for that. Like, why do I need to do it? Are you afraid of dying? Yeah, to some extent. And I don't think it's, am I terrified of dying? No. Do I fear death a little bit? Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's normal. What's your favorite steroid? It's not test. I'm full natty now, bro. Primo. All right. They said $1,500 per catch. I'd need a lot of them for it to be worth the time. If people want to do steroids, they should be allowed to. Pro athletes should be encouraged to do them. Give us the best show possible. Yeah, let me make it clear. I'm not even using gear these days, so I don't know why people want to bring that up for me. I'm on just TRT, which I'll just call that full natty, bro. Do you think women prefer long, greasy hair like NH or bald, shiny heads like coaches? I think they'll pick the bald, shiny head over the greasy, unwashed hair any day. Should soft drugs be legal? I suppose that's a good question. Like weed, I don't think weed should be illegal. I don't think cannabis should be illegal at all, personally, except for minors. Like I think under 18, maybe. Frenchie looks like a hobo. Hey Jefferson, I don't fully remember. I had it tested at one time. I don't remember the numbers anymore. Do you guys think guys like NH and Alfalfa Destiny were bullied in school? I don't know. Is a fight going to happen between you and NH? I doubt it. He's never going to approach me. I think it's answering, brother. I've read that it's natural for every human being to fear their non-existence. Yeah. I hit you up for a consultation sometimes. Absolutely, dude. Hit me up. Coach should strap on Destiny, grow his ball sack hairline, and put the few. What? Coming off a full week of being wiped out sick with the flu, should I do a mini deal or just jump up in what feels appropriate? I mean, I've jumped in and lifted heavy after serious viruses. Do what feels appropriate. I'd love to see you compete in MMA. Why? I don't train in MMA. Plus, I'm older, dude. I don't know about all that. If I get hit in the head. All right. The Frenchman is definitely compensating for something. No one goes out of their way to shit on another man without major insecurities. Because, yeah, dude, it was 25 hours, and I never even addressed him. Like, didn't even acknowledge him during any of that. Coach, thoughts on Trump signing for no men and women's sports today? I don't think that's an unreasonable position. All right. Legitimate question, brother. Your advice on you suffering from severe anxiety and depression. Talk to a therapist, get under a heavy barbell, clean your diet up, get off anything that's going to cause anxiety and depression like junk food, alcohol. All right. Yeah, Bob is playing a game because he already knows we've discussed some of the evidence that was there and where to find it. It's already been discussed. He's playing a game as a troll. I'll let him go a little longer. Can organ swelling cause bad dreams? What? Thoughts on suspended good mornings versus regular good mornings? I suppose it depends on what you're trying to do. What kind of music do you train to? Usually hard rock or blues rock. All right, we're closing in on the hour. I'm going to go ahead and wind this down. Hope it's been informative. I love all of you guys and gals, and I will talk to you next time. Let me give you guys a bicep shot before we go. Oh, Mount Bicephalus.